Financing construction invoices, which works well for me. Call 888-653-0124 today or click the link in the description to learn more. Financing construction invoices is a common practice in the construction industry. This allows contractors to pay their suppliers without having to wait until they receive payment from the client. The problem is that financing construction invoices is often very expensive, especially if you don't have enough cash flow. When you need to finance construction invoices, which work well for you. There are two main types of financing options available today: invoice discounting and factoring. Both work well for some businesses, but they each have their benefits and drawbacks. Factoring companies purchase invoices from contractors and other service providers, then collect payments from customers. Small businesses who don't have enough cash flow to pay all their bills when they come due typically use them. Invoice discounting involves taking a percentage of your future invoices and paying them off now. These contracts can last anywhere from 3 months to 5 years, depending on the company. Construction invoice financing, what they offer. What do they offer? Construction invoice financing is a type of financing where the construction contractor pays off the invoices from the construction project. This way, the construction contractor gets paid immediately after the work is done. The construction contractor then uses this money to pay the subcontractors and suppliers. This method of payment is used when the construction contract is signed before the work starts. It is usually used for large projects such as hospitals, schools, shopping centers, etc. The construction contractor must provide a list of all the invoices he or she wants to pay off. After the construction contract is signed, the construction contractor sends a request to his bank for a loan. The bank approves the loan and gives the construction contractor the amount needed to pay off the invoices. The construction contractor then pays off the invoiced amounts using the loan. Once the construction contractor pays off all the invoices, he or she receives the remaining balance. The construction contractor should keep track of the payments made so that he or she knows how much he or she still owes. Construction invoice financing options. How do I get construction invoice financing options? Construction invoice financing options include any type of financial services related to construction projects. This includes invoice finance companies, commercial banks, and credit unions. The most common types of construction invoice financing options include invoice finance companies, commercial banks, credit unions. There are many options available for financing your construction projects. The most common type of financing is bank loans. Bank loans are usually offered at competitive rates and require relatively little documentation. However, they require an excellent credit history and some collateral, such as real estate. If you don't have either of these things, then you should consider alternative methods of financing, such as equity financing. Equity financing allows you to use your own money to fund your construction project. It often requires less paperwork than traditional bank loans and can provide funding when you need it. How to choose the right construction invoice financing option. The construction industry is one of the most volatile industries in the world. High levels of uncertainty, volatility, complexity, and risk characterize it. The construction industry is highly cyclical, meaning that there are periods of growth followed by periods of decline. This means that businesses must constantly adapt their business models to survive and thrive in this environment. In addition, the construction industry is highly competitive, with many companies competing for the same projects. Finally, the construction industry is very capital intensive, which makes it difficult for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, to enter the market. In order to compete successfully in this market, SMEs should consider several factors when deciding whether to use construction invoice financing. First, they should determine what type of project they want to finance. There are three main types of construction invoicing options. 1. Direct payment from the contractor to the supplier. 2. Payment through a third party such as a bank or credit union. 3. Payment through an invoice financing company. Each of these options has its own advantages and disadvantages. For example, direct payment allows the contractor to pay the supplier immediately upon completion of the job. However, this method requires the contractor to manage cash flow throughout the duration of the contract. If the contractor fails to do so, he or she could lose money. If the contractor pays too much interest, he or she could end up paying more than the cost of the project. How much does it cost to finance a construction project? The cost of financing a construction project depends on many factors, such as the type of building, location, size, etc. The most common costs include legal fees, insurance fees, architectural fees, engineering fees, permits, taxes, mortgage fees, interest rates, closing costs, title insurance, surveyor fee, other expenses. The total amount of money needed to finance a construction project depends on the type of building you want to build, its location, size, number of floors, etc. A construction project should be financed using a combination of debt and equity. Debt refers to borrowing money from banks, credit unions, and other financial institutions. Equity means selling shares of ownership in your business. This method of financing is called equity financing. What kind of loan will be most suitable for me? Call 888-653-0124 today or click the link in the description to learn more.